Hey, here I am. So is it like what time of day is it now?
Um, you've spent a couple hours inside. It wasn't. It was really afternoon when all this was happening. I think we said around 2 p.m. And so it's only been a couple out. Pardon, a couple hours. But you've spent time investigating and chasing and doing this. It's just dark out because of the rain and the rainstorm.
Okay. Yeah, I don't feel safe in this cabin. I mean, there's some stuff we can do. I know a spell and things, but I just feel Fael might come back to here, and it would just be better. I mean, I don't mind living outside.
He hasn't come back here yet, though.
Yeah.
Was it like him to kind of just run away from things without confronting people?
Oh, he never ran away from anything that I saw. He was so brave, and that's
How long
why
did
he
you know
died.
him? Yeah.
Just a few days. Really, we just met on the boat, and he was so nice to Tiba, and he Tiba spilled ink all over him, and it was really funny. And I mean, he didn't even get mad because that's just how he was. And when he died fighting to save the rest of us. So he doesn't seem like the sort of guy who would just run away. But I don't know what he's like now.
These kinds of things come with personality shifts. Sometimes, all the time.
I mean, you seem kind of the same, and Tezre seems almost the same, but we don't even know what happened to Raphael. He could be now. Could just be his body and somebody else. I mean, we don't even know that it's his mind is in the body. It could be someone else
Maybe.
or no one. Be, you know, automaton bent on destruction
What
would
is
be
your
the worst
plan?
case.
What is your plan with the corpses that you have stacked up here?
I don't want
Yeah,
those.
1080.
Yeah. Um, we could bury them.
I mean, they're zombies, right?
Yeah. Or it's raining outside. We can't really build a pyre.
Yeah. So have we searched the cabin thoroughly? I
Just to
Yes.
know.
make sure that they don't have anything valuable that we could take on them either.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering is if there's anything useful in this cabin or on the zombies.
Um, there's nothing necessarily useful. I don't know. We'll say for um, you find you find an loose rock. I mean, look, you have plenty of time. I'm not going to make you do some rolls here. You find an loose rock. It looks like they were saving up a little bit of money here. Whoever was living, and you find. Well, let's see. Two gold pieces, 9 silver pieces, and 27 copper pieces that are kept in a little a little wooden box with a latch, but there's not a lock on the latch. But should one be able to be afforded, they could definitely keep this money safer.
Okay. Um, that's good. 3 gold pieces approximately. So why don't we add that to the party funds?
Sure. Do you want to just keep
Um,
the change? Because there's leftover copper and everything, right?
yeah, I
Is that
mean,
is that gold?
just put it all in the party funds. I think that would be fine.
Okay, I'll take care of that.
And yeah, I mean, lots of wood and stuff around. And like got a very good sense of whose cabin this actually is. If somebody lives here, I don't want to just burn
Um,
down the cabin if somebody lives here.
Bright, give me an investigation. At advantage.
Okay, 18.
18. Putting the pieces together. Again, you've been here for a while. You've got to look around. The cabin most likely belongs to the 4 people dressed in commoners' clothes that are laid out on the floor.
Oh. Well, that's really sad. Or spade. Or their gold pieces. So that means to me that maybe Raphael is the one who killed them and turned them into zombies, which would be bad. Could be a coincidence, but they seem to be working with Raphael, and since they were zombies, that's usually a clue that Raphael is the one that reanimated them. So I'm kind of bummed.
Didn't Celine say something
Sad.
about revenants being able to control undead to an extent?
No, not
No?
revenants. If the worst has happened and instead of being a revenant he is a death knight, then yes.
Yeah, that would suck.
Celine did bring up something else about the corpses, though.
I don't think he can be a Death Knight. I mean, he was genuinely dead. He's got to be some kind of undead thing. What was your point about the corpses? I'm sorry.
Some of them were vampire bitten, weren't they?
Oh. I mean,
Celine
Tess
believes
raised
that there's evidence that at least 2 of them had holes in their necks, as per a vampire bite.
Okay. Well, we've had some trouble with creatures like this rising again, so I think we need to burn those bodies at minimum. And it's really just a question of if we're ever going to come back here or not, because we could just burn the cabin with them in it.
Yes.
It would take a while for the house, but it's doable.
Well, it depends on how much magic we want to use.
That's also the case. It's raining outside and might get put out pretty quickly.
Well, I mean, it's got a thatched roof and it's all wood inside, and there's all these nice straw beds. I think it's pretty flammable.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not
you're not
too
wrong.
Heavily implies bright.
And I have a lot of experience setting things on fire. Everyone knows how many things I've set on fire. Sometimes not intentionally, other
Including
times
Celine.
intentionally.
There's a pile of evidence in the middle of the cabin.
I think Mordecai is the only one that I haven't set on fire in some capacity so far. So
I appreciate that, actually. I hope what Jade said is true, and I'm not some withering kind of dry husk. I'm
Yeah,
still part
well-
tiefling.
probably stand back and not be in the building. But I think the best thing, if we want to, would be maybe to gather some of the brambles and things from outside and bring them all inside, and we can set a big fire and woof.
Mhm.
It'll all just go woof.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan to me.
Celine, you
Well,
said,
then we know what to
do you have another idea or an addition?
That was just me agreeing with the current plan. I think that's what's going on.
Well,
Is a
I
good
haven't
idea.
said
So we
ours
should do
yet.
that.
Well,
Wait, what?
it's a lot of fun, and you should really try it.
I've never set really anything on fire on purpose before either, so I'm not exactly
you know
good with
what?
that stuff.
You know what? Now's the perfect time. But before that, I am gonna gather some of the from the rope figure. I'm gonna gather some of the old school Ouija stuff, just so I can be like, hey, I found someone doing this.
Okay, so you can have however you want to label it, like old Ouija vestments, from the one corpse.
Yep.
And that one was like more twisted looking than even the peasant tieflings. Though of course, remember all 4 peasant tieflings did have changes to them that occurred.
Yeah.
Now, as for anything else in this cabin, I mean, if you're getting ready to take a grand exit out of here, I guess there'd technically be a set of cooking utensils if you wanted to take them. There would be some, probably there's some fishing tackle because they'd fish out in the pond. and we'll say a set of carpenter's tools.
We should take all of those, yeah.
If you wish to take those
I
tools,
like
then you may.
fish. We should get that.
I mean, there's some other mundane stuff. I mean, nothing is especially valuable, and all of it is of like middle quality at best. You know, not that I'm counting like, well, how many times have you used the fishing pole? Oh, it's 3. It's gonna break. But you know, you're not getting like the pro fishing rod, kind of a thing.
Game. That's good to know.
That's funny.
And I put that in the party equipment.
Yeah.
Are there any other mundane items that you could think might exist in a country home like this that you may desire?
Probably a small butcher's set. So,
Yeah.
Oh, we found the cooking utensils.
Yeah, there's cooking utensils. That's fine. We can have a butcher knife and a block in there if you want. It doesn't look like they raised animals, but certainly for fish, or you know, if they did buy some animals, they'd prepare them here in the house.
So,
Sounds... Alright, so are we done here then?
I would certainly hope so.
well, I'm ready if everyone else is.
Mm, I leave the building.
Okay.
I leave.
Oh,
Okay.
I
let's
also
get some.
leave.
Let's get some dead branches and things if there are any around in the near area.
Just put all the straw bits.
There are. The
Okay.
branches
Well-
the branches are wet though.
It's okay. Once the fire gets going, they'll dry out and then they'll catch fire. It'll still be a net plus. And also there's straw in the beds, and I mean
Okay.
straw in the beds too.
Do I have a tinderbox if we just want to do that and kind of not use the magic.
It's no magic.
I stand far away.
So everyone stand back at least 30 feet. And also, I'm gonna poof away Peggy Sue just for
Yeah,
safekeeping.
stepping away.
Yep.
Very away.
Make sure Peggy Sue go to your place. You're so well trained. Okay. And now I'll I instantaneously light or snuff out a candle, a torch, or a small campfire, which is also in the middle of the floor of the house.
Okay. You so you get some kindling together. You know, you take out some of the straw on the mattress, and in the middle of the floor you make effectively what would be a little campfire. And using prestidigitation, no wild magic occurs, and the small fire begins.
And I want to. So looking up at the roof, it's thatched, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna also prestidigitate a fire into the thatched roof.
Okay.
Also important.
Okay. No wild magic occurs, and
Okay.
you get another small fire going in the roof.
Okay, and I'm also going to prestidigitate a fire into one of the.
Are you smiling while you do this by chance?
I mean,
If you just leave it at that, then yes. I'll. No, just- I mean.
Maybe.
Fire was involved.
I smile a lot, so it's not really that different.
Yeah, your eyes are just big and shiny, and the reflection of the flames just, you know. All right, so
Okay.
you're doing a third prestidigitation, you said?
And if there's any leftover straw from the beds or anything like that, I'll prestidigitate that.
Okay, I need you to roll me a D100, por favor.
Okay. If I don't get taller, that's the only one I don't want.
Oh, good with the fireball. Heaven help you.
An
If I happen to
89.
grow tall.
Oh, okay, so you become invisible for boy, this is uncanny.
Again?
All right, so. Ooh, okay. As you are setting the house on fire, the the flames begin to grow, and instead of at first they're starting to produce some smoke. The wild magic effect goes off, and as the flames begin spreading, it seems to be spreading and turning the house invisible instead of catching it on fire. But it's like being caught on fire with invisibility.
So we are watching it burn with invisible flames. We're just seeing it's almost like it's rotting to ash.
Ghost fire.
Yeah, it's just sort of So where the flames are touching and like consuming the wood and straw, and they're growing and spreading, you're just seeing this creeping invisibility as if this house was like phasing out of existence.
Cool. I
Okay,
did not know
see-
you
No,
could
I
do that.
imagined arson would look differently.
You know,
it
I
doesn't
would think it
really
would get
look like
more
this.
attention, not less.
I guess we'll try it another time.
I think a very particular spirit dragon wishes to have a talk with a particular gnome about the ghost fire that she's using to burn this house.
Didn't know it was going to be ghost fire. It just happened that way.
You're
Okay.
a powerful wizard.
Yeah, sure. Okay, well, I'm ready to go now.
Okay.
It's all weird now, so I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Is Bright also invisible right now?
Nope,
Yep.
nope. Bright
Oh.
is. I mean,
Oh,
as
I
you're
thought
as
it
you're
was.
watching this hut like turn invisible, you're seeing Bright kind of in the center of it. You know, like so it's turning invisible all around her, and there in the middle of this burning cottage is Bright, but she seems fine. It's not like
Well,
her head turned invisible permanently, and I'm gonna paint her up as a miniature or something.
Yeah, I'm glad of that. It's because this effect is fun, but I only like it sometimes. So let's be on our way if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
I'm not invisible.
no, you're not invisible. The invisibility seemingly was projected from you through the flames onto the house.
Okay, well this isn't as fun, but still it's okay.
Okay. All right. Then, leaving this invisibly on fire cottage to do whatever it's going to do, you put your backs to it and continue down the road.
Kind of quickly for a bit. Just so that we're not seen in the vicinity.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like anyone thinks it's on fire.
You don't know how invisible that's going to be for a long time. That's not
Well-
going to be permanent, I don't think.
To be fair, if it spreads, we'll never see it coming.
Oh, yeah, we should go quicker then.
Admittedly, I was envisioning Bright as that little girl in the meme, kind of looking at the camera with the house on fire in the background.
Yeah.
If you're aware of that
Just
picture.
take that picture, edit it out.
Hey, yeah.
Edit out the flames
You-
and just put the background there.
All right, so the rest of the day, you traipse on. DJ's there, who takes an interest in what's happening. Tazray's just like, well, I don't understand magic. Or I don't think I will, but that's just fine. I have enough to worry about, I do. And Mordecluck is alive, but just sort of like limp and resting. Seemingly laying a blood egg kind of took a lot out of her. So, all right. The day continues, and
Yeah, the day continues.
now we
Oh,
will
not here
switch up the. That didn't change the music for me. All right, let's see if we can reset this. There we go. Does it look like a bright sunny day and you're hearing overland travel music?
Yes.
Okay, then.
It's so horrible.
Yeah. The birds are chirping. The flowers are swaying in the breeze.
Take me back to my stormy dark nights. This happy bright day makes me want to vomit.
I'm happy with it.
I like it.
I'm
too.
happy with it too. It
Anybody
rained a
else
lot
want to
here.
suddenly start singing "No Good Deed Goes Unpunished" by from Wicked?
We find ourselves the next day. The storm has passed, and none of you are savaged over the course of the evening of camping. You know, things are still a little kind of wet and muddy, so it's been somewhat slow going, but a nice warm spring day. It's one of those spring days that it's chilly except if you're in the sun, and the sun is keeping you at a good, comfortable temperature. Mordecai, well, that's really up to you.
I'm wearing my cloak.
Jade is just basking in it, even so far as to shift her own form, and what you see instead is Jade, everything is clean, and what have you, and she is at the front of the cart in a, what some of the audience might be familiar with, a wonderful yellow sundress.
Oh, how beautiful. It goes very well with those violet flowers and the nice blue sky.
Just sunning.
Just hope.
How's the salt, Mordecai?
I'm dealing.
Mordecai, don't worry. If this were an anime, a perverted wind would kind of blow up Jade and go, aye. Now, Mordecai, you're dealing. Tazray, though, Tazray's also covered, and he's kind of lethargic, but every once in a while, you'll see that he'll stick his hand out, like almost like you would do if you're covered from rain, just to feel it. And again, just these, like, motes of light just sort of sizzle off of his hand and his skin. And,
Does that hurt?
I'm not too sure if it does. I haven't decided yet. Well, I think I feel pain differently, but I'm not dying. Well, not in the proper way. Again. For the first time. Oh, this is confusing.
Mm-hmm. I'll try not to think about it.
And so as you're going, he's just leaving kind of like a little, like a wispy, like a little wispy sparkle trail. Kind of like taillights in the Akira anime, you know, sort of everyone zooming around, leaving red streaks behind him. He's kind of leaving like a little wafty trail. You know, and he'll pull his hand back in. I don't know what to think of this.
I don't either. I just have an instinct to avoid it because it's weird.
Oh, I happen to agree. It takes great effort to put my hand out there like that. But, well, I don't know. Well, I just don't know, Mordecai. If you figure it out, tell me what to think about it, okay?
Sure.
And he kind of covers himself up, and he's happily sleeping in the back of DJ's cart. And so there's just this, like, big covered pile. Not that he has to snore, he doesn't need to breathe, but he's just kind of going along for the ride.
Am I feeling as lethargic as he is, or no?
No, you are not. He had a very vicious, well, I mean, not that you guys weren't in a tussle, but his dice weren't as happy as the ones for you all. But he definitely, I mean, he's recovering. He's slowly regenerating. Though he does, I guess it doesn't hurt. Though he does tell you that his ability to recover seemingly, like, is suspended.
Slows.
Yeah. It's so it's not necessarily hurting, but it's not helping him.
Fair enough. Good to know. It's kind of a good thing that I have my own ways of recovering, in a way.
Okay, so now we are we're back in overland travel mode, and I will, at least on the stream screen here, well, if this thing stops lagging. I don't know if it's my browser or what the heck is going on. It's not my internet signal. I'm not scared of dropping that. So for reference out there, I mean, if you all have your map of Mesomasca out there, we started in Snamfi, and we're slowly making our way to the southeast as we're trying to go towards Greenshield here. And and so we're still just inside for a little while. Well, I mean, depending for several more days, unless you want to make a. Actually, I'll put this out there because you do have an option here. You can travel along the hypotenuse, in which case you'll be in the wild magic area for longer. Or you can take the two other sides to the triangle to get to Greenshield here, but you'll exit the wild magic area sooner, but you'll have a slightly longer travel. Which plan would you like? Do you want to go and hug the mountain and then travel along it, or do you just want to take the most direct route that's available?
I'd like to get there sooner.
I guess I have some questions.
Okay.
How far? Like, how much extra travel time does it add if we go out of the magic zone first?
Probably it'll add an extra, probably an extra 3 days. I'm doing some.
That's a lot of extra time. And how long will it take if we just go straight there?
I thought we were only prepping for 2 days travel.
Yeah.
Not 2 days travel. That so 2 days is
I
about.
would have felt the bucket if it was going to be more than that.
Now, 2 days. Well, it's not even necessarily 2 days from Crown of Flowers to Snam 5, but that's a lot closer than. So this is about. You travel 24 miles. 1, 2, 3. So hang on, that might only add. I'll have to sketch a key in here. I'm going to say it'll be 3 days of travel in order to get there. I mean, look, if I have to dilate time later and walk back, this is what I'm giving to you now. So we'll just add 1 extra day if you want to not take the hypotenuse and be outside of the wild magic.
So, as far as like, doing traveling on a road and like traveling overland, then.
There will be a road that will take you. There's a lot of trails and such. There's not necessarily like a highway that you're going to be. There is the highway, but that goes north to south between here. So you're cutting across more of the ditches or the ditches or the like the dirt roads that you're seeing on the image on the current map. Because people do travel, overland in this area, and also the flowers are. There's some hills. Nothing's terrible, even if you have to go off road. So really, until you get to the forest, at which point it's extremely reasonable that you would pick up a road here. In fact, you're even going to cross over the highway, going north to south for a little bit, and then you could even switch over to the road that will take you to Greenshield itself. So it's really just an extra day of travel to get out of the flowers more quickly, or do you just want to go there as fast as possible?
I'd like to go there fast.
As fast as possible is fine with me. I'm just not prepared for this.
Okay.
How many eggs does Mordeclep produce in a day?
You've had Morticluck since Morticluck ejected you from it, and it has produced 1 so far. But I mean, 1 point doesn't make a line or necessarily anything measurable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the yeah. So I do have something to say. I'm not just making noise for fun, although it is fun. Whoop, 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 whoop. I guess my vote would be to go straight there, just because of the blood shortage. Oh right, here's what I wanted to ask. So are DJ and Tazray coming with us the whole way?
Yeah, Tazray is. Unless you get rid of him, he's here with you, and DJ is with you, but you don't have to. I mean, he'll just come and go if he pleases. Right now, he's looking for a place to perform, and he's taking an interest in what's happening, so he's along for the ride.
Hey, um, I guess I just okay. So we're gonna have to feed 2 vampires, and we have like 1 day's worth of blood apparently between the 2 of them. Tezri, did you bring like any blood?
Oh, I don't need to. I just go hunting for it.
Okay.
Mordecai, I could show you how to do it.
No, I'm not really interested, but maybe it might be good for you to take Mordecai with you, and then we don't have to worry so much about running out of blood.
Well, that's what I said.
Well, I still think we should go the short way. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's really any benefit to going the long way.
At this point, our experience with wild magic is enough that we've adapted. Not that it doesn't happen, but we're aware to take precautions. I'm pretty sure if we end up taking precautions and end up making sure that we end up continuing along the path, well, shorter means we don't have to spend as much time amongst these accursed fields.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And, I mean, most of the wild magic things aren't that bad, and we're all prepared in case one of us explodes, so the only really bad thing is if I get taller.
Well,
That would be a sin to all gnomes.
No, it'd be a real bummer.
well, I suppose it could be worse.
Could be. We
I
definitely
start
don't.
looking at the various familiars and pets and thinking back to the last time.
Oh, I mean, they stay away when the casting is happening, so they're safe.
Or
Okay.
I get staying away from dangerous things, aren't you?
Ready to
So-
best.
I think we are all kind of decided that we all want to go the short way, so let's go the short way.
Okay. Then taking the hypotenuse over to get to Greenshield more quickly, you are going to come up to a bridge that takes you over the Perfume River.
Perfect. We were just hoping that the bridge would be existing.
You all have, I mean, you've passed by other people on the road. No one's been screaming in terror or saying, bandits! Probably to Tazray's disappointment. But, howdy, no one's necessarily suspicious. But you're not the only ones out there. Life does seem to continue on. And yes, there is a very nice stone bridge that crosses over the Perfume River. The smell of it isn't as strong here because you're a little closer to the headwaters where it emerges from the mountain. So a lot of flower petals and such haven't had a chance to really saturate the water just yet. But here you go. Mordecai is your bravery test, I guess. Unless you have another plan.
He's just fidgeting with his rings really quick. Because the last time, it felt like he was going to hurl. So he's nervous about that feeling again.
I imagine at this point, while this is happening, Jade and Celine are trading bug-infested rations.
Celine, you were turned on to this new diet fad.
It's decent enough, but I'll stick to my own stuff for now, just because, well, it's what I feel more comfortable in.
Just let me know when anybody starts digging into the party rations, because there's plenty.
No, I'm hoping that at the end of the trip, Matty will tell us how many rations we ate on the way, and then I can just deduct them. But
That
how
also
fast
reminds me. Oh, go ahead.
we're flowing right here.
I miss having pancakes for breakfast.
Of
Oh.
course you do.
So do
Pancakes.
I.
Oh, one second. Yeah, no, I'm like, reaches out, looks. Here we go. And you are presented with what appears to be a worm infested, some odd dried leaves and other such unmentionables upon a piece of what seems to be stale bread.
No, thank you.
Lorelai, please, you must eat, and I would insist upon it. You do know that I can make you do it, so please just bite down upon the bit. And trust me.
Apparently, it's supposed to taste good.
I mean, I can.
You were
Well,
raving
if
about
I
it.
get
No.
sick, I can't hold the pets if I get sick.
I assure you, they are perfectly nutritious.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm hoping somebody caught that line.
I mean, I mean, I can make some really, really bland stuff, but I would rather keep the power required to do that for when it's actually needed.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends. Do you want disappointing pancakes, Lorelai? Is that what you want? Because I can make you disappointing pancakes.
Lorelai,
Yes.
please. I'm trying to be hospitable. I can only end up doing this for so long, and let me just share this moment with you.
Oh.
You know,
Centipede is currently trying to crawl out of the bread.
I needed to go check on Grayson.
So,
Hey, Grayson, how are you doing? Yeah, I know.
How fast
make
and
it
deep
everything burrito.
oh, goodness. How fast and deep and treacherous is the river right here?
The river, because you are closer to the headwaters, it is a large, fast-moving river. So it's not a quaint little, country bridge. You are going to be traveling over it for a little while. It does look solid and upkept, so there's that. But this could be painful for 2 of your party members.
Yeah. I just wanted to see if I could swim in the river, but maybe I shouldn't.
You probably shouldn't, Bright. Not unless you know
That's
something that I don't.
fast.
Wink.
That's too bad. I mean, I kind of do, but I don't want to. So it's the same day that we left before?
No, it is a new day. So you can...
Okay. I'm going to roll your portents and
Yep.
recharge my spells then. Didn't even realize we had past days.
Yes, you were not murdered in your sleep the prior night.
Roll 20 would do well with just a long rest button.
Oh,
It really would.
That'd be interesting to reset the different fields, yeah.
Just
Okay.
reset everything, yeah.
You hear that, roll 20? That's right, we're so popular and influential on your... I know someone's monitoring us.
Have a Slim Jim on me, as a
Okay.
gift of me returning.
So yeah.
Crying Wolf, I actually have one. It's just over yonder. And the last time you were here, I did enjoy a Slim Jim on camera because I told you I would. Unfortunately, it's out of my reach, but depending on how long you stick around, I'll nom on it here for you. Thank you very much, Crying Wolf. Yep, continue. I'm sorry.
Try
I
across the bridge now.
Yeah, we could do that. But
Hey,
no,
so-
I mean, I could make it every burrito.
Why don't we just,
Yes.
Okay, well, why don't we just put Tazray and Mordecai in the cart and have the donkey just pull them across, and if they get a little ooky on the way across, that's just, I mean, we can patch them up at the end. We have to get across somehow, unless you want to, go up the river all the way to the headwaters, which is kind of out of the way.
Nope, I'm just gonna start walking across.
All right. I mean, what encounter haven't you tanked yet, Mordecai? Let's be fair.
Haven't I tanked?
Yeah, as in you're the head damage taker. I
I
mean,
mean that's not my fault.
you're a face tank. You're not necessarily a hit point or AC tank. You're a face tank, but still, you've been
No.
tanking these encounters pretty well.
They're always coming after me. I don't know why.
It's your charisma.
God dang it.
Aha!
I'm the AC tank.
You are.
All right.
Just try and keep me in the center of the bridge as much as possible because I want as much room between me and the water as possible.
Then I will ask these questions. As I know at least Noralai is able to inflict speed on people, do you wish to buff yourselves in any particular fashion before dashing across this long bridge? And we're not talking it's a mile long, like you don't have to do like a 5-minute mile or anything. But it's gonna take a little bit of time to get across here, even if you're running. But how quickly you're running is gonna be more of the issue.
Mm-hmm.
If we put Mordecai and Tazray in the cart that DJ's pulling, I could just buff DJ and all three go fast at once.
That sounds clunky, and it doesn't sound like it's going to work because carts are not meant to go fast.
And Bright, there is another option that you might be able to inflict on your friends if you want to conduct an experiment.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to conduct this experiment. I don't think it's safe. So, as you might have learned, I know how to give you the ability to fly and over the river. But the trouble is, I don't know what would happen, like if you tried it, and like suppose you were able to fly over and it was just as easy as that. That's great. But also suppose you try to fly over and you still have to make the save, and then you fail and fall in the river. That could be really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So.
We could put Fly on DJ and he can carry the cart across.
That's.
I don't think he's that strong.
Just put them in the cart if that's what we're gonna do. We don't have to cast spells for that. We could
How
just put
wide is this stream? Like, is the river's like what?
I'd say a couple 100 feet at this point.
Okay. Well, that removes one option. Mordecai.
Maybe you should try walking on the bridge and see before we go on that.
Oh, I know how to do this. At this point, Jade walks up behind Mordecai.
Okay.
Now, the point is that Mordecai, we're sitting at the front of the bridge, right? Like, there's only one way to end up going at this point.
Pretty much, yeah.
And at this point, Mordecai might be getting a little complacent on Jade. You know, like, oh, Jade will be okay. You know, she's not actually going to kill me.
Gotcha.
However, it's at that point, Jade draws out the stake, and as she ends up reaching up,
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
What in the hell?
Oh, that's actually a pretty cool idea. I really like that. That's a good idea. Good thinking.
Okay.
Okay.
The spell.
Save.
You can voluntarily fail the save if you want.
I'm
for
gonna
dramatic.
resist.
You're gonna resist?
Yes.
No, you're not. You roll a 3.
Okay.
The fight.
So, as this happens, what you will come to realize is there's that madness in Jade. She's still gone. And at this point, she is coming to kill you. That stake is drawn. She is chasing. And as you start to blitz, she is chasing you across that entire freaking bridge. She is screaming. You can look at. You swear, maybe her mouth has grown like 3 feet long and they have fangs that are at least 3 inches. She might bite your entire head off as her hair is flailing about like serpents. Everybody else just sees this woman in a yellow sundress, basically skipping with a stake in her hand, and they walk across. But to you, this is utterly terrifying.
All right. So
Are you? Okay, so before this is resolved,
Okay.
Are you casting it on Tezray as well, because it is a multiple target spell?
Sure, why not? I'm gonna have 2 vampires running from.
is going to be able to make his own save. I don't have another portent.
Okay.
Well, I mean, another bad one, I'm guessing. Because, I mean, you got 2, right?
Yeah, but the other one is
Doesn't
not,
strike me as
not going to
wise
do the job.
person.
Yeah. The other one is
No,
good.
not the wisest
The other
person.
thing's
No.
Neither
Neither am
all right.
I.
So
fair.
the
Matty, you describe what he sees.
actually, ooh, this could get interesting. For a hashtag reason. Is this a? I have to double check something about him here. Okay. This is. You come up, and Jade is having a little mischievous fun, takes out the stake, and pokes Mordecai, who is instantly spooked and begins doing almost like a Wile E. Coyote, just like, you know, floats a foot in the air. His legs make like Sonic the Hedgehog 8 for a little bit until he gains cartoon traction and boo starts dashing off across the bridge.
And finding the closest tree and hiding behind it.
For Tazray is frightened, and he lets out a genuine scream of terror. As that occurs, his eyes go red, and he completely like hulks and tears his cloth that was covering him, as he then flexes and looks down at you in a bloodlust rage. And I think it would be best to end the session here before we roll initiative, because he is absolutely terrified of you, but his rage ends fearsome effects.
Yeah. And I'm gonna have to plant myself a dumbass tree again.
And I just ran 60
And
feet.
Mordecai, you'll have to make a note that yes, you're going to start away from everyone, and you're also going to be a scourge of Jade the Wretched, who might end up mimicking the role of Loki in the first Avengers, or in the Avengers movie with the Hulk. And
Now the question is,
Jade might be a puny god.
To be fair,
Yeah.
to be fair, this also might result in him becoming Loki.
Well, you are Jade the Swole.
Because
That's true.
That's how this typically works out.
So yes, I guess it'll be a battle of the puny gods here, to find out which side has the Hulk and which side has the Ragdoll. Ooh.
Okay, since Branding, I'm still working on it, but
To lose line of sight, I'm gonna have to go at least 100, like across the bridge.
I will. So what I will do, my homework before next session is I will draw this bridge approach, and I will make sure that we have an adequate information battlefield for however long it lasts. I don't know. Maybe you have a solution that'll end it after one round. Maybe you'll. I don't know how it's going to end out. I can promise you I won't pull punches, but
That's okay. My whole point is to get him across the bridge. So if he chases me across the bridge, that's fantastic.
Nah, can't catch me.
although he's afraid of you, so
Well, the thing is that I have a way to end that pretty much instantly.
Are both of those concentration spells?
Yeah, but you're already across.
Well, hold on to that.
Whenever
Don't
you want to, just because you want to. You don't have to.
don't cast the like. I mean, if you
Oh,
you
no,
put it out there,
we're
but
holding
don't
off
cast
on
it
that.
yet.
I'm just saying
Okay.
there might be a game plan.
Okay. And so we will end here, and we'll come back in next session and find out what interesting things are going to occur here. Are you guys are running? Actually, you're running tonight for Gathering of Nerds, right? Lethality. Oh, I can't hear you. Is your mic muted? I still can't hear you.
You know, I never thought my first casting of fear would be as a utility spell.
You never know.
Also,
I've been feared.
yeah, I can't hear your mic lethality. But for a note for all of you, because you did have some very wonderful role play, you've made some great discoveries. Any of you who have lost who've used an inspiration point can regenerate it. So you have a normal inspiration back.
Oh, I know where that's going to be used.
Mm.
There's inspiration.
We do.
Yeah.
Okay, so we kind of glossed over the long rest apparently.
Okay.
But so we did get a long rest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, you did get a long rest.
One long rest, so everybody should get half of their hit dice back. And all your spells and long rest abilities. And also, how many rations have we consumed?
I am
You've
currently down to 4.
But I mean, in terms of while we've been traveling, how many did we eat while we were on the road?
this would be day 3 on the road.
I don't say too.
I'll have to
been
double
3
check
days.
the adventure diary that I've been creating.
It's been 3 because it was the day we left,
Yeah,
the rainy day, and then today.
Oh,
So that's 3.
Did we? But
like you're in day 3 right now.
In day 3.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't actually have food for today. I just realized.
Well, I mean, because you're talking about it in the cart. Tazray is willing to teach you how to go hunting. He might be able to bring you some prey. Like he'll hunt it down. He'll bring Jade back to you, like kind of limp and squirming in his mouth, and he'll just sort of like put it on the ground and nudge it over to you with his dragon snoot and.
Mordecai's gonna avoid that as much as possible.
You don't want to have a Lady in the Tramp moment with Jade's head being the meatball, like.
I don't feel that way about Tazray.
I ship it.
Normalize everything. Normalize shipping it.
More or less ships everything.
Oh gosh.
So the short answer is we've eaten 2 sets of rations then.
Yes, and you're currently working on your 3rd day's worth of rations.
Okay, because we did eat like before we left on the first day, but maybe that wasn't maybe enough. I don't know. I like to keep the books correctly. That's all.
No, I understand. So yeah, you would have eaten a day's worth of rations on the day you left, a day's worth of
Okay.
rations on the 2nd day when it started to rain, and then through we had the battle. Then you traveled the rest of the day, and so that capped
Okay.
out at the rest. And so now of your 3rd day's worth of rations, you would have eaten your breakfast portion, and now we're kind of moving into lunchtime portion.
Okay.
Where the ration reduction happens at the end of the day.
That's
Usually.
fine.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Coffee. Thank you.
For what?
Oh, just this moment.
You have to thank Bright for that. She portented me.
Well, roll your save. See if it would have worked.
No, I'm not gonna do that. It's fine.
So lethality,
Alright, well,
unfortunately,
that's
so it
not the
sounds like
hardest
your
I'm
Okay, can you
terrible
guys
at
hear me?
wisdom saves.
your mic isn't working, but oh, hang on
Yeah,
1 second here.
I heard you just then, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, Discord was chucking a hissy fit of some description. But,
Can you hear me now?
yeah, no, I can hear you guys. It's fine.
Mm.
It's just, I think my internet was chucking a hissy fit of some description. I think someone is watching something that they're not meant to be
I can hear
watching.
everybody except
Gotcha.
lethality.
I can hear lethality.
I can hear lethality too.
All right. Well, so
Yeah.
really, I guess all this fuss lethality. You are running for Gathering of Nerds here in a little bit.
Yes, and it's gonna be Ravnica.
It will be a Ravnica one shot. Awesome.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
Well
This will
then,
be the first gathering of nerds I actually watched the whole way through. I'm actually willing to stay up late this time and go to work. Oh wait, I have tomorrow off for once.
I will do my best to do the same. To stay up here. I mean, I try and watch you guys, but it's also getting into the late hours by the time y'all wrap up here. But I will then take off and do what you got to do, and I'll look for your post on our Discord when you all are ready to go, and we'll give you a raid. Oh, are you gone, lethality? It sounds like so. All right. Well, if
Yep.
if it's the sound of silence, it's deafening.
No,
Okay.
He's still in the Discord, and it is
Oh,
flashing. It's
okay.
just that we're not hearing.
Yeah.
Might
His,
be
It must be his. It must be his internet, because if some of you were able to, but I don't know. It must be Discord then, because I don't know. Is this a peer-to-peer connection, or is this a server mediated for Discord audio?
I don't know.
Bees? We're not talking through tin cans and strings? I mean...